the longer you play this game, the more edge you look for, you know. And I'm a big proponent of like I'm a hustle smart, not hard. Like you don't want to play catch up, you want to be ahead. So this is the perfect example of like this is the smartest thing I could do during the season. Is do this. Like I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't do all this, because I'll just be in a hard place. Like I couldn't imagine playing with a broken hand without JT, or playing with a fractured rib without JT, or a hip point, like, you know, some of the stuff that I've dealt with without this. So I mean, that's easy.
And that's like the biggest thing I like about him is like he's always trying to get better every week. So it's big. So this is more of a warming technique than it is a treatment technique.
Yeah.
So the way I'm going to use it today is it's called dispersing heating. So I'm actually going to do it while I'm doing that because these things burn quick. Is like they say everything promotes blood flow, but what I really want to do is open the blood vessels. So when he's getting his IV, it's just dispersing quicker through his legs and everything. They're just sitting there. There's other ways I use it for pain management. So there's different ways I would use it. So, and if you notice, all that little smoke that's coming on the bottom, that's the little medicine that's coming out of it.
Needles and treatment has been around decades and decades.
Decades, yeah. It's one of the original forms of medicine. And that's what we lose track of, you know, the stuff that we know that works. But it has to be applied correctly. You just can't stick it on there and just, you know, I took a course, I know what's going on.
Sunday was good though with those cuts.
Yeah, you felt like
Sunday,
yeah. We did a new a technique that I wanted to try on him. But yeah, you started off explosive. I let you know, just everything went great that day.
So I felt smooth. It was cool.
Alvin, you feel quicker this year? Like you look kind of quicker this year. Like
I feel good. I feel super explosive. I mean, I think obviously my training, but then like even with just the work we've been doing, I think we've been doing a lot more and kind of getting a lot more detail with like the treatments and kind of just, you know, adjusting as we need and you know, I think a lot of people are like scared to spend the time, or like they don't want to spend the time because they don't think they have time. But shit, we got 7 months.
Yeah,
you got 7 months and you ain't nothing else to do besides that.
How long you been kind of like going at it like this? Like you said, you guys spent probably 12, 15 hours at it. Like you always done that, or is that kind of
shit? We really, I think the last 2 years has been like getting more locked in. This year is way more locked in than we have been. But I mean, I've been seeing since like 2018, really 19.
Yeah, that's when we first started.
Been seeing.
I've slowly ranked up with him. It's like you have to earn these guys' trust. They have to really, you know that you know what you're talking about. And that's the thing.
Is it earning trust, or did you also start taking that stuff more seriously?
I think it was. I think I took it more seriously because I think my rookie year, I don't think I got a massage, nothing. My rookie year, I was just playing and hoping for the best every game. And then 18 was a little bit more. I think 18 was the year we went up to New York. I think, right? So 18, I forgot what I did that year. Fractured rib, meniscus, like all type of stuff. So then like back then it was more so like case by case with JT, a little bit more like, hey, I got this or I got that. And then, you know, I'll see like, you know, the work he do, it'll work. Like I'll be good, I'll be able to play. And then so from then, like he said, just building trust and just realizing like, okay, well, I know he can bounce me back from an injury, but like, why not be ahead of that? And, you know, just have my body all the way in tune and all the way right. So, you know, that's how we evolved to like, man, let's go. Let's get it all the way.
You joked about aging running back body syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that ever enter your mind space?
Nah. It'll be by choice before it's by my body breaking down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, especially the time that we put in, like, this age, this will turn you backwards. Like, JT Doc today, he was like, he was looking at the numbers. He was like, I think we broke the thing again. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, you hit 23 point something.
Oh, wow.
And then he was like, your acceleration numbers. He was like, I had to call them and see like what's going on, cause I don't know when you did it. I'm like, we ain't breaking that shit real. I said, that shit real, man. They gotta give us some money or something. We give them new data. They have make a new algorithm. But just like shit like that, like, man, I think, like, if you look at the numbers and break down the numbers of this year and my past years, like, analytically, because everybody go off analytics, shit, I'm having probably the most explosive year of my career, and it's the 8th year.
You think you're like an exception to the rule though, because of your makeup and the work you're putting in, or
You start with genetics. Genetics is big, and then, you know, like, let's just call everything square. If you give like 5 people the same genetics,
yeah,
I think, you know, there's obvious variables that separate, you know, that's just outside of genetics, like what you do how you prepare, how you train in the off season, how you eat, how you take care of yourself during the season. So, I mean, genetics, obviously, I think I got pretty good genetics to start off with, but then like all the stuff that I do, and then really mainly I'm talking about this right now, because I mean, off season is done, we in season, so just taking care of what I got to take care of right now to be able to produce on Sundays. Like, this is a big thing. So this is one of the variables that I think a lot of people don't realize. Like, you know, this is something that you can separate on if you got the right recipe.
So what's a week look like for y'all?
About 4 hours a day, same thing, like Wednesday through Saturday. And then this is today and tomorrow the main, like I guess like the bulk of the work, I think, because we going through, you know, we basically breaking down from Sunday, getting back right, going through like lower body. Then I think, I don't remember. I'll be sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah. So today will be front, will be quad, lower legs, feet, and then Thursday will be posteriors, to be calves, Achilles, hamstrings, low back. So every day has a purpose. And then so I make sure I practice tomorrow that everything in the front fired correctly. And if it didn't, I could go back and touch it up. So that's why we got to be so proactive during the beginning of the week. So we're not waiting till Saturday or right before the game, like, hey, this doesn't feel right. And that's where I think the problem is with some injuries, that you prolong, you don't really address it till Saturday or Sunday. It's too late. You know, these guys need it right before that. So
How hard is it to commit to this? So I mean, like shit, you don't ever want to go see like Gladiator or something, like take a Thursday, take Friday.
It's not hard, because like I know what the product is. I know what I'm gonna get on Sunday.
Yeah.
So like, you'll be stupid to like get the result and be like, no, I don't want to do that no more. Shit, it's like you turn into an addict almost. Like, I just we just sit here, talk shit, and get the work done, and then just like Sunday, like I dropped that ball Sunday. I know JT flew out, but I texted him. I was like, fuck, I owe you. I'm like, I owe you, because we put in so much work. Like, man, Sunday we going out there to be perfect. Like, everything got to fire, everything got to be on point. Like, so, you know, it's like when I said in the media, like, I was like, man, I embarrass everybody. It's like, shit, I'm thinking about JT. I'm thinking about, you know, like all the people that I'm working with that's like that's getting me to that point on Sunday to be able to go out and perform. I'm like, man, fuck, I owe you, because shoot, that's the money plays. That's what we doing all this for, to get those. Thankfully, I get a lot of those opportunities, but you can't take none of them. You gotta have all of them.
What do you think that mental part of it, like, just like when you get bored, or there's something better to do? Like, what's that?
I mean, I got a lot of cool shit going on right now. It could probably be easy to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm done right now. But I think not when I get bored as much as I think it'll be more so when I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, probably when it stopped being fun, I guess. And it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's still fun for me. It's still fun, like, and I'm like I said, I'm like an addict. You know, like the process. I'm very like compulsive and like obsessive when it comes to process. So, you know, it's not many places or like environments where you have like a process like this.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess maybe when I get tired of doing all this, which I probably won't, but
I mean, if 2 and 7 didn't do it, like
yeah, that
Yeah.
didn't do it. So as long as I'm still feeling it on the process, and I feel like my body's still going, it's trending up, then I'm good. You gotta have balance, man, and that's why I am how I am. Like when the season is done, I'm off the football kick, like all the way. I don't even now, like I don't watch. I don't know, JT. You ain't never seen me put on a football game
No.
or sports, anything. I don't watch sports.
We love movies.
Yeah, we just watch a whole bunch of movies and just kick it, like.
Conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
what you watch?
Right now, I'm watching *Handmaid's Tale*.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I had to restart it. I was rewatching it, but we watch all type of stuff. We watching dystopian shit, zombie shit, all type of shit. But yeah, I don't watch sports just cause I think like I don't want to overload myself with that.
Nah, sometimes it feels like watching work, man.
Yeah, man, I'm cool, bro. I do that all day. Especially like I come home, I'm like, man, I'm just in a different world. I don't want to be just like just encumbered with that. You'll burn out. That's why I used to tell my friends when I was younger. It's like, man, y'all want to every second. Like, it's cool when you young. Like, oh, we gonna go to the field and train, or we gonna go do this and do that. And I'm like, bro, from when I was young, I never wanted to do all that. Like, nah, bro, but y'all, we just had a game. Why y'all want to go and train or do? Like, it just I don't know. I think it's the pressure from, like I said, those other forces, like coaches and GMs and all these, like other entities that are like, man, well, to be a good football player, you got to eat, sleep, drink, like, and people get trained on that, where it's like you don't want to give off a sense of not just being completely engulfed by football. And I ain't never been scared of that. Like, I'll tell you quick, like I don't love football in the way that it defines me. I love football in the way that, like, that's what I do when I'm doing it, and then when I'm not doing it, I'm doing something else. I don't really want to talk about football.
How'd y'all get over the what was the hand process?
Oh, the hand? So I knew I fucked my hand up Monday night in Kansas, so I'm like, damn. And I don't even remember what play it was. It had to be in the fourth quarter, but went out on the sideline and boom, I put my hand down and I went back in the game and I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't right. Like, you ding your hands and do all that stuff throughout the season. I mean, throughout the season. And, you might deal with like bruises or whatever for a week, 2 weeks, and then it kind of goes away. But I was like, nah, this not gonna go away. It feels different. So I get on the plane, my whole hand is like thumping, my arm, hand, everything. Like I couldn't even go to sleep on the plane. So I get back, I go in the morning, and I tell them, I'm like, yo, I think my hand broken. They're like, what? I'm like, man, look. So they used a little X-ray machine in the training room, and sure enough, it was broken. So then I go and get MRIs and go use the big X-ray machine at the hospital. Broke. So now they like, oh man, like, what are we gonna, like, basically giving me my options. Like, yeah, well, you can get surgery, you can get the little pin put in there, or it could be, you can take like 2 to 3 weeks to let it heal a little bit. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna play. And they're like, what? And I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna get surgery because the fracture is stable, like it's not displaced. And then I got like natural splint with my middle finger and my pinky. So as long as I don't move this finger, that's why in practice I have my fingers taped. Yeah. So as long as I don't move this finger, then shit, we won't displace that bone. So shit, I'm good. And they're like, all right, let's talk to the hand specialist and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. So I come in, shit, just like this Wednesday. I get on the phone, I put this hand specialist on speaker, and I'm letting JT hear before we start our treatment. And we talked to 2, and then I'm like, what you think? He like, man, we good. He like, that's all I need to hear. It's stable. It's in place. Like, as long as you don't, I guess, do anything else with your fingers, like twist your fingers, move your fingers, then we don't have any chances of it displacing and getting worse. So shit, let's just work on it. So I just let him. I'm like, all right, well, you think I could play on Sunday? He like, yeah, bro, we good. So I was like, all right. So he work on everything else. I'm like, I trust it. So he just got to work on it. Went straight to work.
Like how you hide that in the game? Like You know, what I mean, it was never obvious that
Yeah.
anything was going on. Like, how was it like? Not in it?
Wednesday through Saturday.
That's crazy.
Wednesday through Saturday. Literally in here, what we had, fucking game ready, all type of stuff. So we was running the game ready on my hand, keeping the swelling down every like 30 minutes an hour while we sitting here treating everything else, and then go straight in on the hand. And I mean, obviously it still hurt right now, like, but it's healing, it's doing well, but I mean, we was just going in on it, like doing what we could to keep the swelling down, needles, cups, everything. Like that's it. That's his job, you know. So I just trusted him and let him do what he had to do. So we played that week.
Rib the same thing, just
Rib, yeah, rib. See, we dealt with the rib before, so the rib I don't even think we focused too much on the rib.
Yeah, we've done a rib injury. Was it 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, what was it? That was 2 years ago. We dealt with the rib, so I came in. I'm like,
So that we already knew that was
yeah,
going to be taken care of quick.
that was easy. It was because it was the hip and the rib, so I was more so focused on my hip. And ribs, it was easy. He was just like, shit, we just make sure we adjust everything and make sure everything is aligned, and that'll heal when it heals. So I wasn't even worried about that. But the hip pointer, like, the hand was bad, but the hip was bad because I couldn't really move. Like that was tough. But then again, same thing. Just let him handle it.
JT, what'd you have to do for the hip?
I think it was just it was a new injury for us. It was just really being creative and finding out ways to get it to release and to actually heal the right way so he could play. And so most of the times, I don't know what I'm going to get myself into till I'm in there. And then from there, just really having a conversation like, okay, is this the treatment feeling it the right way that it's supposed to? So it's not like it's something that's already planned. It's just we're in there, and then we get in this matrix, and we're just working, and we're like, okay, this is going to work. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this. And that's, I think, the biggest part about being a really good therapist is being able to change things when it's not working. You got to have more than 1, 2, 3, 4 techniques. You got to bring out stuff that you never had before and try things out. Because once you run out of tricks in your bag, what next? It didn't work, so he can't play. So then I just got to use my experience, my technique, just different things like that, thinking outside the box to making it work. So we've never done anything like that. So I was like, wow, that's awesome.
That's another thing too. Like whenever I was talking about like, well, you got this injury, and you still playing. It was like, I mean, I don't know if I said it, but shit, we put in so much work in here that I'm like, if JT say I'm gonna play, I'm gonna play. Like, man, we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, damn near Sunday morning if we need it to be able to get on the field. So, I'll just put my trust in him to say, all right, well, whatever it is, we gonna do everything in our power to be able to get out there on Sunday. We're not taking like a diagnosis and saying, oh, well, they say this is 2 to 3 weeks, and then we just like, all right, well, we're sitting 2 to 3 weeks. Nah, we gonna figure out how we can get it to playing form. I mean, obviously within reason and without further harming myself. But we come in here game plan and shoot, Mr. Miyagi for a reason. Come up and make magic.
That's right.
JT, what's the core philosophy behind that makes it not just promising something you can't guarantee? Like what is it that you do that's not giving away secrets that
I think it's just the relationship we have. That he trusts me. I know his body. I work on it so much that I know that the tissue, the joint, whatever is going to respond well to my treatments. And that's the biggest thing is his body going to respond to treatment? Is going to heal well, and it's going to progress. That's the thing is Wednesday, especially with the hand, we had a game plan, and I already had mapped it out. Like, this has to play perfectly, and if it doesn't, I have plan B, plan C, plan D. And, I'm just blessed. Like, it's something that I'm able to do. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just.
Is it different than if anybody else who broke their hand could come to you on a Wednesday and you'd have them all ready by Sunday?
I think the biggest thing too is the trust, because in their mindset, if they're coming to me and they've had worked with me before and they're like, well, I don't know. Maybe it'll help.
Yeah, somebody coming like my
They're-
hand is broken.
Yeah.
And they thinking about a broken hand and not thinking about the possibility of being able to play with a broken hand. Then, you got to have your mind there too. So I don't never come in here like, oh man, they said my hand is broke, JT. Fuck. I'm like, hey, my hand broke. What we got? Hey, like, all right,
let's get to
so
work. Yeah.
for real, I don't come in here like that. Like, whatever injury it is, I don't care what it is. I come here like, hey, this is what they said. This is how I feel. What do you think? Here, shit, touch it, look at it. All right, let's go. And we just zone in.
Was it ever close to not playing? Because I mean, it was like a lot of. I thought you were crazy for a minute.
No.
We weren't close to not playing.
Yeah.
I came in here Wednesday, right when we got off the phone with the hand specialist. He like, oh yeah. We good.
Once I heard that it's stable, I'm like, I got it.
Yeah. So I'm like, shit. He confident. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm just on the phone. Like, all right, here you go.
You gotta understand. I'm taking a lot of responsibility by saying, hey, you're playing, I got you. But I'm confident and it's just my ability. But he's gonna do the right thing as well. And if Sunday comes around and he's not 100% sure, he's not gonna play. But we already knew he was gonna play. It was just.
What are your limitations? Like, I know you mentioned before, but like, what are some things that, what types of injuries?
Anytime the team tells me no, then it's a no. You know what I mean? It's just, you can't. So.
I don't get no.
But if they give me like, hey, JT, go do your thing, I'm gonna do it. So.
All right, Alvin, list them.
What?
The 5 worst injuries of your career that you had to fight through.
That first set of ribs, that was tough. We had to do. We did a lot of work on that, so that's why this time it was nothing. I was like, all right, we good. MCL, what was that? 2019. The year where everybody was like, he looks happy. He looks unhappy. He looks like he doesn't want to be here. And I'm like, my fucking rib, my knee is torn. Like I can't even fucking run. This shit hurts. That. This hip pointer was up there. That was up there pain-wise, like just dealing with it.
The high ankle.
Oh yeah, the high
Last
ankle
year?
last year. The high ankle last year.
Yeah, we did. I was telling him we did some magic with that.
Yeah, high ankle last year at the end of the year, because I sprained it in Tampa, and then what was that? That was then we had one more game.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
we had the Atlanta game.
Atlanta, and then I mean, with that, I think if we were playing for something, I would have played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we was in here. That was tough though, cause
You called me I was on the flight. You called me, and I landed, got on the next flight, and flew back, and I said, "Let's get to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you to play."
Yeah.
And that's unheard of for a high ankle.
Yeah.
And I think it was an illegal tackle itself, wasn't it?
I think it was one of them little drops or whatever it was.
Yeah,
but
whatever they call it. But yeah, it was.
that was tough.
But you were you would have played, like that was the playoff week instead
If
of
it was
1 week
playoffs,
later,
if
you would
it
have
was
played
playoffs, I was gonna go.
on a high
we was
ankle
gonna-
in 1 week.
Yeah. If it was playoffs, I was good. We was gonna work till Sunday at 11:55 and just go. But yeah, I think them four really. And then I mean the hand just because of like the unknown, because I've never played with anything broken. So I mean, for me personally, I was like, okay, well I got JT, so shit, I know. Whenever I talk to him and when he gave me the game plan, I'm gonna stick to the game plan. But on the plane and then waking up in the morning and not being able to pick up something, I'm like, damn. Like just the injury, I'm like, yeah, I know this shit is injured. I know something's wrong with it. Then getting the confirmation that it's broken, I'm like, okay, well, that's just hard, like to swallow, kind of, because you're like, man, it's a broken bone in your hand. I need my hands, like catch, block, run, stiff arm, whatever. So, you think about like, all right, well, am I gonna be able to do all those things that I do? So it was tough from that standpoint. But once we got in here and we kind of came with the game plan, I was like, oh yeah, I'm straight, whatever. We'll figure it out as it comes. So in the game, it didn't really limit me much. Like you said, it wasn't something that you could look at and be like, oh yeah, his hand's broken. Probably the only time was last week when I dropped the ball. I'm like, hey, he's still playing with a broken hand. I'm like, nah, that wasn't broke hand. That was a blunder.
How's your game changed, like since 17, if at all?
I think I just got like everything with me is about, it's just thinking, like it's just thinking the game. Like And then obviously the physical part, we talking about that. This is obviously like game changer. But as far as just on Sunday, it's like I done played so much ball now that I think the memory bank of looks, fronts, blitzes, play, like everything, along with just the feel of like, oh, I know what that felt like this zone play. I remember this, week, whatever against this team. This is how they were playing. So, that's why when I was talking about the film, like, man, I'm so tuned in and locked in on playing what I feel on Sundays. Like, I think that's where it's changed so much. Like, I just have a memory bank of like information and experience that I just pull from every Sunday, So for me, I think mentally every game is different and it's changing so much, but it doesn't look different as far as the product. The product is always, God willing, the product is always positive and it always looks good. But for me, it's like I'm pulling from so many different little file cabinets in my mind, like on Sundays, on how to, just be efficient and effective in the game. That, that's obviously from 7 years of experience. So for me, it's just, I think the game changes just because I got so much experience, and I just try not to complicate. I try not to complicate the game at all. Like I try to just be, like I said, as smart and as ahead of everything as I can. I don't know. I don't make things. I don't chase ghosts. I don't make things up. I think a lot of dudes kind of paralyze themselves on Sundays sometimes, trying to chase like, oh well, they played this percent of the time, and then when it changes, you can't adjust. Like, I'm never so stuck on something will surprise me on Sunday. I feel like it sounds dumb, but I'll be like, shit, everything is a surprise. It is what it is. Like, I just got to be ready for it. Like, so my preparation is my body, and then my mind is like, I'm prepared for everything, not just the thing that you think they do 92% of the time.
Does your mind work like that on like everything? Like, is shit just like easy to understand, or is it?
Yeah, I think, and my friends always tell me this. They're like, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Like, that's how I kind of think. Like, outside of football, I'm prepared for everything. Like, I'm always on like P's and Q's. I'm just ready for everything. I wouldn't say I walk into any situation blind. Like, I'm just thinking and processing through everything, just so I'm ready.
Do you have like some elements of photographic memory, the way you talk about recall?
Yeah, that's how I play. That's how I play the game. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm installing, like during the week, I literally just write. I just put it in my office. Like, I literally just write. I got every notebook from 17 till now. I get a offensive workbook. We go through the install. I go to the pass game. I flip through, and conceptually, if it's 22 paint, wide read, F trench, blah, blah, blah. Like, I go and I put the H, I write the play, and, you got the dots and the line and shit in the book, and I put where I line that, draw the route, and boom. That's it.
You got to send me a picture of one of them, man. Like,
I got them go in my office right there. I think I just put the one from last week right there.
Was that true in school and stuff too? Tests?
Yeah, but school wasn't interesting for me.
No,
so,
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you like?
Yeah, I could
remember everything you read.
Easy for me. It was I remembered everything. So like in school, I guess it was bad because I didn't study for tests, nothing like SAT, anything. I just went in, just straight did it. Like,
and did you do good on it?
I did. Yeah, I ain't had to take it again. Shit. It should be right there, the offensive workbook. Yeah. I think this is the one from last week. I just grabbed it.
Make sure it's not this week. Well, we're not going to run this before the game.
Yeah, this Carolina 24 too. Well, this Carolina, so.
What do you want to do after football? Like, I know you got your businesses and
Yeah, I'm doing it. Everything that I want to do after football, I'm doing right now. The only thing that I want to do after football that I'm not doing right now is not play football. Like, that's the only thing I can't do right now. But other than that, like all the business shit that I'm doing, like anything that I want to do business-wise, I'm doing. Like, shit, yeah.
Cupping and needles are both about blood flow.
Yeah, I guess people use it like that. I use it more for, like in this case, more tissue correction. So all the spots that I'm feeling, all these little spots, these little lines, like he has like imagine like just lines that I'm just trying to release with the needles. And then I'll go and re-clear everything out with the massage and stuff like that. And once I feel everything's gone, then I'll cup it. So sometimes I'll go over it 2, 3, 4 times, you know.
What's the cupping part? Like
The cupping is basically like a vacuum for me. So all the stuff that I just broke up, you know, then I just suck everything out. And then when you take them off, it's like a big pump of blood just flushes everything out. So that's the way I use it. And then, but on Saturdays when I do the blood flow, when I put, 40 cups on him and let him sit there for, we did 15. So he said he felt good. So I'm gonna do 30. So just get everything very, very soft. Like what do you guys call it when the meat comes off the bone?
Tender.
Yeah, that's how I want him to feel. So this is like kind of post-treatment. We kind of go over some motions, make sure everything is like snapping joint-wise, hip-wise, and anything that he feels that we missed, then I'll go back on the table and, attack that.
Good. What's the record?
Yeah, must be written up to the top.
No, everything, like, on Sunday, everything was all this was gliding.
Yeah.
But, that's super good. Yep.
So we attack everything from top to bottom, feet. I mean, that's one of our biggest things too, is attacking the feet. He, like you said, he relies so much on balance that we have to attack these feet every week.
How long does that last? That effect last?
Till Sunday after the game. Because he's getting hit, and he's running hard, he's getting hit, so it's just like we're back at the lab all over again.
Yeah. But once you release it, or so to speak, I'm using layman's terms, obviously, it's released.
It's released. Yeah, it's released. So he feels great out there. But now he's getting hit, he's getting thrown, it's gonna grab again. But that's with anything I do here, is just to prep him for the game, to get him to feel brand new, go out there like a race car, tear off the tires, burn tire, just go at it and back again. And that's where I think a lot of athletes kind of forget about that. It's like, oh, I feel great, and then they won't see you until they have an injury. Yeah. Instead of going back again, I'm like, I need to get that feeling again. So being really consistent.
If it's not numbers, not Hall of Fame, like what is your inspiration?
I just like, I don't know, like, I'll just be competing with myself. Like, whatever version of me from last week, like, I just want to be better than that. And from last year and the year before, and that's what be keeping me going, like, honestly. Because I'm a perfectionist, so once I, like, put something on film or put something, anything I do, like, I'm just trying to do it better the next time I do it. So, like, what better environment than this to do that in? So that's really what keep me going and keep me, like, just feeling it and inspired. Because especially when you feel like you not dipping, like, I don't feel like I'm declining at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm still doing it at a high level, and I feel like, I'm year 8 and I'm playing like some of the best football that I played in my whole career. So I don't know. I think that, like, the feeling of, like, being able to, like, still, like, wow, like, I don't even look at the shit, but it's like the people around me. Even last week when I broke the record, like, I never did it for shit like that, because even when I was younger, I didn't really watch football. So, like, all my friends was into, like, NFL greats and records and Hall of Fame this and Hall of Fame that, and I was like, oh, really? Who? What? So last week when I broke the record, like, my family was up in the suite, my friends, and I walk up like I do every game, walk up and, go up in the suite. And we probably sit up there for like 5-10 minutes, and then we walk down and, like, leave. But, they had like a big ass fucking poster, and it's like, congrats, record, this, that. So that made me think about, like, damn, like, I've been doing this shit for a long time, and I really done some dope shit, like, coming from not even thinking about breaking a record or Pro Bowls or All Pros, and now I'm like here where it just happened like naturally and organically, and I wouldn't trade it for anything, but because I feel like when you chase shit like that, and maybe it works for some people, but like I feel like when you chasing like that, like I don't know, I don't if you call it fame or if you chasing that like notoriety or I don't know, I just feel like it just makes it kind of dilutes all of it.
Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
I just like being even and just doing the shit and just moving on. Like that's even why like I wasn't pressing on getting the contract man, because I just felt good just playing. I just felt cool. I was in the zone, like like I was just having fun. Like, and then I felt like because they was talking about the contract like 2 weeks before I signed it, and I was kind of stalling it out. I was like, I'm good. It wasn't even about the numbers. Like, I was just telling my agent shit like, yeah, well, tell him 28. And then knowing Mickey not gonna do it, but I'm just like, I'm just trying to create stall because I'm like, man, I don't want to put the focus on. I don't want to take the focus away from me having fun and playing football to now turning it into like this fucking business of like, oh well, we're gonna put a number on this and your age, this and that. Like, man, I'm cool. I just want it like unadulterated and just go out there and ball and go to the next week. Like, that's when it's fun for me. You gotta worry about all that other shit.
It's kind of a weird question, but like if you didn't watch football really growing up and all that shit, like how'd you even?
My sister, she took me to the park when I was young and was like, yeah, you can do this. I'm like, all right. And I didn't even play. It was like 3rd grade. She took me and then I quit. And then 5th grade, I ended up moving. And then like the area I was in, everybody was playing football. So I was like, shit, I guess I'll play again. And I was decent. So I was like, all right. And then I ended up liking it. But at the beginning, I ain't really. My brother was more into football than I was. I wasn't really into that shit. I was like outside baby, like just outside getting in trouble, fucking around.
Yeah.
I wasn't into it. Even now, like that's what I got to think about it like this. And my boy broke it down to me like this. He was like, bro, just imagine if we was younger and like. No, when we was younger, we was all friends with like Barry Sanders or like Walter Payton or something, and we all at the games and stuff. And like he was like, brother, you got to understand that's how we look like. That's how it is when we fucking with you. Like you don't understand how good you are. Like, and I'm like, I know how good I am, but like I'm not thinking about it like that. I'm not thinking about every game. Like I'm not thinking about being the all-time leading rusher in Saints history. I'm not thinking about being all pro this or this. Like so. When it's said to me, I'm like, yeah, but whatever. So they're like, nah, bro, you don't understand what you're doing. And I'm like, I get it, but I just don't. It sounds crazy, but I just don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah,
cause I never got into it to do that. Cause I was never looking at, like, people ask like, oh, who inspired you and this and that. Like, I respect Barry and all them dudes, but I wasn't looking at them like, ooh, I want to be like such and such. I want to be like such and such. I was like, man, I just want to play and have fun doing it, and whatever come with it, like, man, hopefully be able to take care of my family and shit like that, and live how I want to live, and that was a realized goal, and that happened. So it is what it is. Yeah, we cooking.
You need me to give him some traction or anything in the front? Or the seatbelt?
Maybe the right one,
Okay.
but the left one, man.
Yeah, the hip's going. This thing's just locked.
I think probably once we hit the back, it'll be
Yeah.
good.
A little bit there. There it is, a little bit. Okay. Got it to gap in the little.
Yeah, it feel a little bit better. I think once we hit the back, everything will be smooth. It's not nothing crazy, but.
So tomorrow will be the focus of once we do all the whole backside, his ankles usually go pretty quick.